Perfect. Okay, so welcome again, everyone. Very, very grateful to have you in this space. We are going to have a really kind of an adventure today. This has been a really special gathering, ceremony, whatever you'd like to call it, to really build for you guys today. I have to say, I'm purposefully not doing a Valentine's Day event this year. Oh, thank you for the Arabic call out. Thank you for that. I'm actually going to talk about that in a moment. So I'm not going to do Valentine's Day this year, but instead, this is actually going to be kind of the beginning of a heart opening, because we're in this kind of incredible moment, right, of 2022. It's not often that you have repeating numbers in the year itself. In 2020, I remember when I first saw that, thought that it was going to be a very exciting time. And instead it was a little something different. That's okay. But from that year 4, world year 4, we're now in a world year 6. So I think that there's a lot of promise and a lot of amazing abundance and harmony to now instead be tuning into. And so I'm really excited to open that for us. And so instead of working with Valentine's Day, what I wanted to do is do 2 heart openings, literally and specifically, so that we could really become close to the abundance of repeating 2s, repeating 2022 into the number 6, 2, 2022, which is, I think that's actually the number 10. I was saying 8 before, but I'm realizing as I'm talking, it's number 10. And then 2022, which is a 12 or a 3. So really amazing energy. This is kind of about a full completion today with that number 10, 1, and 0. A beginning and a full end that brings us into nothingness. And then there's also just that harmony of the repeating 2s, the creative energy, the partnerships. So before I keep going, I would like to just talk about like a little bit about what we're doing today, what's going on. If you're not familiar with numerology, if you're not familiar with kind of any of this, it's always good to have a little bit of a basis. So when I think about numerology and the kind of major sort of idea of it is that we're working right now and today and through this month and through this year with the kind of divine and mystical relationship that comes from a coinciding number and potentially a coinciding event. It can even be kind of a coinciding number within time. I personally am someone who's like very bad at math. But what I actually found was I had this job previously that was all with numbers. And at that job, I realized that I just kept seeing repeating numbers everywhere. Every time I had to look at some ID somewhere, all the IDs were repeating. And eventually it was like, well, I can't ignore it anymore. And that's really the idea of numerology, is it's not really about the mathematics, though it also is, and it's about the patterning, but it's really about that divine kind of sort of psychic, spiritual, divinatory, and astrological connection that we have when we see the divine ordering of the universe. And this is something that has gone since the ancients, since ancient Assyrians. I mentioned, but I will say again, my background is kind of Syrian, Iraqi, and so my family grew up on the Euphrates, and so I feel very close to that kind of like the people of the river plains, and that that energy of the Assyrians, of the Babylonians, the Sumerians. They really kind of helped develop magic as we know it, and very much in tandem with the ancient Egyptians, who were really kind of speaking alchemically to each other, and philosophically about alchemy. So if anyone's interested, we are going to be doing a monthly alchemy circle, working with esoteric, occult, really ancient energy from all of our ancestors, as well as pulling from this kind of Babylonian and ancient Egyptian tradition. So if you're interested, please do keep in touch, as we'll be having our first alchemy circle the last Wednesday of this month. So numerology, the first recording is in Assyria, and it was actually commissioned. There was this text that was commissioned by the emperor that basically asks for his name to be corresponded to numerical values. And when we look at the numerical values, they corresponded to basically divine orderings. So he was kind of trying to make himself divine through the numbers. And throughout history after that, in Kabbalah, in the Roman Empire, in kind of medieval Islam, medieval Christianity, all of these really wonderful kind of examples of sort of modern philosophy where magic and medicine are one, we see that the numbers are sacred. So this is really about kind of finding the sacred in time, in connection with ourselves, and in connection with the very reality that we're living in. Beyond that, what's really important about this month? Well, we are in a really prolific month, even if it's a little short, given that it's February, because we've got 2/22/22, 2/20/2022, and 2/22/2022. So this is kind of an amazing sequencing and really a supercharging of the energy of the number 2, that if we take this moment, we can really kind of program ourselves with and really walk with this energy going forward in remembrance of this sort of portal that has opened for us. And what is the energy of 2 that we are supercharging? Well, number 2 is an energy of duality and of partnership, of love, of balance, and of creativity. It's very much connected to the divine feminine. It's one that's really about cooperation and the grace that comes with power, the peace that comes with power, the sort of agreement, the sensitive agreement, the empathic agreement. And that's really what it is it's about the strength of the intuitive, of the understanding the other person, of the being kind and like in harmony, in partnership with the other. So that it's really kind of, we talked yesterday in Aquarius class about how Aquarian energy is really about the humanitarian and the community. And here it's really about kind of as well that balancing of I'm a person, but you're a person. I have needs, you have needs. And how can we kind of work with diplomacy instead of authority to be in communication with each other? How can we walk the kind of the middle road together, the middle path, right? And what's exciting is however many times you see these number 2s, they're all even numbers. So it's all really about abundance, growth, magnification. It's about really everything kind of growing and growing and growing and growing. And so it's just so exciting to have this time to really kind of find ourselves spiritually, to be connecting to kind of an infinity of love and an infinity of harmony and appreciation. So I really look forward to sharing this with you. I might share at the end the kind of bonus song that's been in my head since I put this together, which was this recent song that came out, but it was all about the beauty of nostalgia. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today, the beauty of going back to a love in the past and seeing it through the eyes of kind of becoming like the mad person, the mad woman, the madman, who's like, actually, it was a brilliant time and I loved it. That's kind of our theme of the day, is how can we bring peace and nostalgia to our entire lives, and rewrite our history through an open-hearted place in which we are really kind of blessed, and in the knowledge that we are blessed because we are beloved always, not just within ourselves, but with the connection of the divine. So I look very much forward to sharing this with you. Without further ado, I will introduce what we're doing. We'll be doing 2 meditations. This class is meant to end at 9 o'clock, so I ask to please stay if you're able to. only because then you get the benefit of the full download of this time, the full engineering, the full programming of the numbers. And more so than that, I also, or what we will be doing is we'll be doing our first meditation, which is really heart focused, heart connection, opening the heart. And then we'll be working very heavily with Venus in all of her faces. She's here in a few faces on my altar and on my second altar here. I work pretty heavily with heavily and heavenly, I should say, with Venus, considering that I am a Virgo Libra cusp. So work with Hermes, work with Aphrodite. I also work with Jupiter a lot, Precious Thunder Warrior, Sag Moon, and then of course, I'm not remembering my rising, but Cancer, which is the moon. That's why we do all these moon circles. There's something about the moon for me. I can't get enough of it. So we'll be really working with Venus energy. We'll be really working with love and the divine love of the number 2. And we'll just kind of go through a really mystical ceremony of spirit connection, going through multiple gateways of number 2 in order to find ourselves. So if anything is coming up during this time, I welcome you to DM me or to speak to each other in the chat. I also would just say that I'm not really available to kind of, have small talk in the chat if you're going to DM me, but if something serious has come up that you need help with, just know that I am here for you, and that you're not alone. So with all that said, thank you all again so very much. Very humbly, I bow to you for being here with me today. Let's begin the music and let's get started. All right, and everyone, now is a great time. If you have any crystals that you want to hold on to, if you just want to be with yourself or you want to invoke your Reiki hands and place them anywhere on your body, you're welcome to do so, or just sit down or lay down in a comfortable place. You may close your eyes and we'll get started. We'll take a moment as we come into this space together to connect as our council of healing across much distance and much time. All hearts as one, connecting as we now go into an introduction of breath work, so that we may bring into our heart the deep breath of life. I will guide you, and when I say 9, you will breathe in. When I say 9, you will breathe out, as we will be counting to 9. All together, let's breathe in 9. And breathe out 9. And breathe in 9. Breathe out 9. Breathe in 9. Breathe out 9. Let's do 2 or 3 more here. 9. 9. 9, and 9. And now we can allow our breath to come back to normal as we are beginning to tap in to a new month of love of all things. Tapping into balance and creation of a new self in which we are fully beloved. This is our project today in this numerological gateway. So let us clear the way together, taking time now to scan the body and release, beginning with an awareness in our feet, breathing in and relaxing. Moving up through the legs, focusing on the hip joints and now the back as well. And moving into the stomach. Moving up into our center, into our heart, breathing, relaxing. Moving into the throat, relaxing the neck, relaxing the text neck, especially focusing on the back of the neck. And releasing and relaxing into the third eye and crown. Focusing on a relinquishment of everything that is not this exact present moment. Relinquishing anything that does not serve our joy. We take some time to allow all tension to drop, as there are no problems here today. There is only our returning to ourselves. And we start to welcome the notion of our body reflecting itself. 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 shoulders, 2 legs, 2 pieces of the same puzzle. Two hemispheres in the brain. And 4 chambers of the heart, 2 and 2. Seeing how we are 2 halves made whole by our existence, that our life is reflected within itself, within us, all one same being reflected. We take some time now to bring awareness to the left half, the receptive, the gentle, our femininity, our creative energy, our healing energy. And we also breathe into the right, the giver, the warrior, the masculine, the wizard or sorcerer, and we honor the imagination that lives in between, to wire through our energies and create the being that we are. As we come into the center and net that holds our balanced self, the divine sequencing of DNA and flesh and bone and atoms that fly through us like 2 winged butterflies. And we breathe beauty and release through our bodies. Beauty and release through our wounds and our worries as we continue to move ever closer to our hearts. Now is the time to allow ourselves to heal. As I send you Reiki, send you healing to your heart. We are letting go of other people's baggage around love. Letting go of our own baggage around love. In whatever way feels comfortable for you to do. Knowing that it doesn't have to all be done today, but allowing the pieces to drop and fall where they must fall. Letting go of our parents, the duality of our birth. Letting go of the people around us. You can receive this smoke cleansing if it feels right to do so, to relieve you as you are removing and being removed. And working with the gentle energy of the swan. Let's just do a little clearing here. Let's start with these waters. Bringing water on all of us, bringing water on my heart. With humble gratitude for each and every one of your presence here. I'm going to ground us with this kunzite. And allow this energy of sweet, kind, patience, beauty to kind of sit with you. Let's all take some breath together. And I'm feeling it in my heart, so I recommend working with the heart. It's however you would like to. So we're going to do more breath work here, breathing in 9. Holding in the heart. And breathing out 9. Yeah, definitely not the first time, I can tell. We're just gonna kind of, here, I'm gonna pull another tool real quick, excuse me. The last stone was kunzite. Now we're going to be pulling with the energy of obsidian. Whatever lessons Father Mercury and his retrograde are teaching us today, we'll just allow them to be a part of us. Yes, the darkness leaving us for sure. I'm going to go in with smoky quartz, working on each and every one of us. While being cognizant of time, let's see what we can do to return. And if we run a little late today, then I am appreciative of your patience. Okay. So let us do a little more breath and we'll return to the body. Breathing in 9. And breathing out 9. Breathing in 9. And breathing out 9. Breathing in 9. Breathing out 9. Let us again return to the body, relaxing the lower chakras. If there's anything in susto, as my teacher would say, or in disarray, let's realign. The roots, the sacral, the stomach, getting our power back. Thank you all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. And the recording will be available on YouTube later, and we can return to this without having to have that interruption. Let's focus in on the center, on the heart, returning from disarray, rearranging. Sending you Reiki to be clear. And clearing the upper chakras, really grounding back into the body, back into the beauty of the moment, back into the sequencing and the excitement of life, the nostalgia of love harmonizing with us, of being pretty surprised, but still letting us never be shaken, letting us always know that we can return to our peace, that we are always in our power. We slowly are coming back into center, into that divine sequencing of our DNA, of our flesh, of our bone, of our atoms, breathing beauty and release through our bodies. As we move ever closer to our hearts, we let go of our hurts. We let go of other people. We let go of the baggage of other beings. We let go of our parents. Removing. Pulling from you. Pulling from you. And cutting. As we get ever closer to listening to the voice in your heart. Sending you protection to fill in the gaps. And the reignition of the flame at the center of our heart. So that with each moment of letting go, what we are truly doing is tapping in to the divine love that exists within us, that we hold for each other, so that we are becoming stronger and more powerful, so that we are heard and seen. In all that we meet, we often exchange our hearts with others. And there's no guilt, no shame at all in sharing love amongst one another. We have always done all that we could with the tools that we had, knowing that you have done your best and that your heart has guided you, just as your intuition has guided you, to simply try and do your very best. There's no guilt in existing. There's no shame in simply being. Going in again. Blessing you with water. May you be rained upon. So that you can return. We are now working on opening and closing the heart chakra so that we feel comfortable with our boundaries being respected. So that we may be as open as we want to be when we react emotionally to one another. And we are as closed as we want to be when we need that emotional space. Knowing that the heart and center of you does not change simply because you are closed. And feeling the way this opening and closing connects to our shoulders and our back, our throat and our stomach. Let's take a moment in silence to tap in. We notice where any fear or memories have been stored that we can put to rest. And we do our best here to listen and feel and see and experience and understand. Aho, aho. For the work we are doing as we are coming closer to our hearts is to be in the true love of the self. And we remind ourselves to return to the self, to the record keeper of our entire lives, to our memory, to the future and past reflected through the present self. And we remember the truth that love is the solution, a love that is protected, that is not given away freely, and only given to those who earn that love. But nonetheless, love is the answer. For we hold records and reflections of many others in our minds and our hearts. We remember those who shared their hearts. We remember those who loved us. We remember the people who we ended poorly with. We remember the good times that we shared with those who appreciated us. And we acknowledge that sometimes there are instances where we feel unloved and times where we feel hurt, more than we can ever understand. Times when we felt cracked open. We recognize that that is a part of our story. We give space for woundedness around love. We give space for guilt or sadness or shame around love. And fear of the love or lack thereof. When we breathe into our feelings. Seeing them now so that they may, in their time, become healed. And anointing you with the energy of healing. You have essential oils. Now is a great time to reintroduce them to your third eye, to your throat, to your heart space, to your wrists, and to the back of your head. To allow for that which bothers us, to allow for our broken hearts to exist as records in our soul. Sending you Reiki. We'll take 2 more breaths here together, connecting to the hearts of each other. Breathing in 9. Breathing out 9. 9. And 9. 9. And 9. Final breath here, 9. And 9. We recognize that even with our broken heart, there has never, ever been a love lived quite like our most beloved, joyful moments. And so we allow ourselves to remember the fondness of love as we settle in to allow for love to heal us deeply, so that as we are releasing and holding space, we are taking time for the heart to no longer need to escape the body. Instead, we are calling in the heart of us the reflected self, the true self. Calling in the healing of love. And allowing this love to help us feel unbothered as we call ourselves to return to wholeness, to present time, with great appreciation for that holder of our waters of life force, of the organ that runs the river currents of our emotions. And we allow, in this appreciation, for there to be radical self-love, to not only like ourselves, but to find the good things about ourselves that we may hold in good faith and happy vibration and gentle peace. Initiating compassion and healing and tenderness to the heart as we are allowing ourselves the love that it takes to replace and release wounded self. We're rattling. But the energy is changed. We re-accept and re-welcome love. As we re-accept love, I take a moment and burn all that came to pass before this present moment as an offering to the Great Spirits. Once again, so that we may fully reintroduce love We connect now in our reflected heart to the space that gives love and receives love, that is creative and receptive, that is filled with the warmth of earnestness, of a sincere smile, that cares for us as we deserve to care for ourselves. Blood goes in, blood goes out. Air moves in, air moves out. We tap into this incredible alignment through our heart. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Even numbers repeating 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. The divine love written into every iota of our being. And so we become conscious of our crown, of our heart, of our roots. In the second month of numerological 6th year, on the second day, we are harmonized. We are beloved. We are numbers of peace, ourselves, beings of peace. Feeling that love in our heart and our hands. We feel that download of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, sequencing, as we invite that love, that 2, into our bodies. Allowing that 2 to spiral and balance and blossom in our hearts, so that our hearts may open as flowers. We welcome heart happiness, spirit happiness, and ourselves beloved always forever, sequencing into infinity with the great beauty of love. As this first meditation comes to an end, take any time you need to feel the presence of love. As we will go into a break, we will stay muted until the end of the circle. So please consider, wherever you are, if you need to journal, just speak in the chat for now if you'd like to talk amongst yourselves. And we will be getting started again soon. Thank you again all for sharing your beautiful souls, sharing your warmth, sharing your power. All right, everyone, let's get the second music started. This may go over 9 o'clock, so if you are able to stay, it's greatly appreciated. But all understanding and great humble gratitude to all of you that could be here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. We return now and allow ourselves this moment to tune back in. We find awareness in our shoulders and in our chest and our backs. We welcome in now the excitement that comes with the passion of hanging on to each and every word of someone you love, someone you appreciate. We find awareness in our shoulders and our entire body, that excitement, that sleepy, dreamy joy of feeling the balance, the sharing with yourself and with others. And we begin to tune into the frequency of the ordering of time and the universe, allowing for the existence of bliss within us. As I now call in your guides, your ancestors, your deities, your helpers, your grandmothers, your goddesses, your gods, your animals. With great humble thanks for their watching over us, I now call in as well the 7 directions: the north, the east, the south, the west, the below, the above, and the center. Earth and sky, world reflected in itself. The great love of the ground and heavens, Mother Gaia, Father Uranos, that in their partnership and coupling created an entire universe, created an entire earth, created each and every one of us. Calling in those who have passed, calling in the brothers and sisters as well. And I call in my Venus mothers, Durga Ma, Kali Ma, Shakti Ma, Freya, Guan Yin, Mother Mary, Hathor, Isis, Sekhmet, Alat, and El Uzza, Bridget, Venus and Aphrodite, and Great Mother Ishtar Inanna. I thank you so greatly, goddesses. Beloved mothers, beloved love keepers, beloved love women, beloved divine feminine. You may see them as any sort of being that works for you, but they come in great support for us, and I offer them my prayers, calling as I have in the past to Durga Ma, using it as a call to all of these mothers. If you would like to offer song or movement of your voice, we do not let our voice be taken. I offer my prayer. Om Dam Durgaye Namaha. 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 Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche. 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 Thank you, great mothers and beings of love and creation, of matching and patterning of love throughout humanity, of the growth of new life that blossoms and blooms out of love. Mothers who are connected to the creative forces of water and earth, just as they rule too with their heavenly power of true love. Venus in her many forms, Venus who has finished her retrograde cycle and has now come to shine upon us, Great Mother Ishtar, coming to us in the light of the new moon with her 8-pointed star. Great Mother Warrior who watches all with love and passion. Shakti Ma, protecting us, delivering us from evil, so that we may always triumph Ishtar and the mothers invite us now with a deep smile of love to move beyond all that is divine, quietly whispering with our hands held in hers as she invites us to let go and come back into alignment, holding us in her arms and offering us a deep, kind love, a lesson of feeling loved, of feeling so full with the emotion of love that we are nurtured throughout. Okay, great. We are coddled as children with divine bliss, knowing that the journey of the goddess is one in which love prevails across all things, and so does goodness. We are carried now through our rooms, through the window, up and out of this present moment, and in the chariot of the warrior goddess to the opening of a new portal doorway. Between the winter solstice and the spring equinox, under the sequence numbers of 22222222, as we connect with the supreme feminine force of two, the grace and sensitive cooperative power, moon number, love number, we are taken now to waters, finding our place at a river between two banks. This could be the Nile or the Euphrates or the Tigris, the Ganga, the Moldau, the Mississippi, the Hudson, the Seine, the Thames. This is a place powerful and important to you. And so we take in this great river as we sit upon its two reflected banks. At the center of this river is a whirlpool, and we can hear the rush of sound, see the waters that are pulled into center like great waves. And the goddesses whisper to us now to become like Noah, a prophet of our own divine creative love, and to create an ark so that we might explore the depths of this place and enter as travelers into something new, into this portal of the whirlpool of the spirit realm. And so we build from the materials of these banks, preparing to enter this numerological gateway that has opened for us, so we may learn and we may grow, so we may find love and fortune and abundance, so that we may find what the goddesses have prepared for us, as they are beside us, encouraging us now, readying us, so that when you are ready, you may board your vessel and set sail on these waters, blue and dark like our great universe, sparkling with stars. Embarking with goddesses in tow, their connection firmly kept with us, we set sail. And as we are pulled in by this whirlpool, moving between these two banks, spinning and spinning and splashed by the water, buffeted by the incredible unification of all things in harmony as we are in this wild world, we move into the central heart, this whirlpool ending in a central gateway, doorway, portal of 22222, a portal into the realm of ultimate creation. This doorway is pitch black. And we enter when we are ready, as if entering a black hole. A great cosmic womb that is devoid of almost all life, sound, or air. And we are on our vessel and we are rowing, moving through dream, guided by the vibrancy and frequency of number 2, as we sense currents and feelings instinctively and connect psychically to these waters of the cosmic womb, tuning into the vibration of creation out of nothingness, the ability to birth something new through love. Slowly, lights begin to turn on, stars awakening within this black hole around our ship and crashing together in a new Big Bang around us, creating the very fabric of the universe before us. With each new creation, great Venus blesses us. For we are time travelers, traveling through time. And this black hole is our time capsule record of our travels, of the road our soul has taken through the galaxies and universes and dimensions, created at the highest levels of consciousness and existence. And so we are witnessing the universe's creation from our ship, witnessing our universe's creation, as if we are seeing our own Akashic records, our past lives, our current relations, the times and places we had to cut off, the fights we had, the silly mistakes we made, the wounds that we carry from those who wish to hurt us. All stories are playing out for us like movies through this great explosive moment of creation through the waters of this black hole. And as you view it, your vibration grows higher and higher and higher and higher. And as we see these films playing out, we remember the times that we have asked ourselves, what is next and what are we supposed to do? Remembering time measured in our hearts and knowing that we exist through it all. And through this remembrance is also the remembrance that the plan worked, that past self helped future self, and present self is helping future self. Past self, future self, all reflections of self are in a duality and cooperation with the center of us at our hearts. And we welcome now, perhaps even more deeply, Having gone through this pretty wild circle today, the feeling of nostalgia, bringing in the love of nostalgia, the abundance that has always been with us, the remembrance of a life lived that was pleasant, even when it was unpleasant. We find the beauty of experiencing our divine and happy moments, and knowing that we, as we always look back, say to ourselves, I never felt as happy as I did in that moment. Remembering the pure love and pure happiness and pure healing of nostalgic joy. And as it fully integrates, we are leaving behind all that is not aligned with the integration of remembering the times that changed us for the better. Remembering those memories that were unlike anything we had ever seen before. Remembering and rewriting the bliss and love that is magnified, because there is no life other than this one. There is no other love that we have experienced than those moments in the past when we have loved. If you feel called to do Reiki, self-treatment, or anything to allow for the integration of nostalgic memory into present, please feel free to do so. For everything becomes magnified as we remembered our honeyed and joyful moments and allow them to rewrite our relation to memory, so that when we exist, we too are people in love, driven mad by ourselves and by our stories. So that nostalgia heals and replaces all wounds with the apology that we never received, with the nostalgia that is love returning to us across all dimensions, all memories, all aligning with us in this universal moment in time to manifest us into new beings where success and amazement allows for a magnificence of abundance and safety through every single journey. We remain safe, secure, and beloved. And we remember our joy, rewriting the remembering of wounds to be the remembering of joy, the returning to joy, rewriting, 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 rewriting. And our ship draws ever forward along the waters of this black hole in this universe towards a shining final gateway of pure expansive magnificence, of pure sublimation of divine will, of pure alchemical growth into our true selves. We see before us a final gateway of pure expansive magnificence, of pure sublimation of divine will, of pure alchemical growth into our true selves, golden as it is illuminated, a rainbow heart door with gilded edges to the portals beyond of pure energy, pure vibration, and pure understanding of the true ordering and balance of the universe. We may use this double-pointed Isis point to allow these goddesses to open that door and swing open this portal so that we may enter into a crystalline structure, so that we may ferry our boat into this new adventure and dip now into a gateway of pure energy of 22222222222 of harmony, of balance, of the wisdom of love and partnership and beauty and pure pleasurable bliss and happiness. The cycles of love we carried, being like the infinite nature of love that is always with us. The great nostalgia of true pure success in alignment with the number 2. The great spiraling of the Fibonacci golden ratio sequencing. The universe repeating itself, leaving numbers and messages and symbols marked through time to remind us purely of that which we were always meant to know, that all the magic we hold within us is held up with love and pure creation. Magical creation runs through us. Spiritual connection. The voice of God, Goddess, and the divines. Charging, energizing, and creating lightning at our heart center. As we only receive now, download fully, and find what was meant for us in the heart. مثل ما عاشت، مثل الروح ما عاشت. يا حنين يا حنين يا حنين يا حنين يا حنين يا حنين. جني بالهوى مجنونة، يا حنين يا حنين يا حنين. Let us be reborn through this portal, remembering our memories like past lives, our wheel of karma, present mind, present heart, together throughout time, throughout space, allowing for the complicated nature of love to exist within us always. Every single moment, every single day, we love again. We remember our love. We remember to love deeply and earnestly with the authority of our right to be loved. Venus, Durga Ma, Ishtar, Hathor, Isis, they all embrace us now, turning us into our own radiant God, Goddess of pure passion and love, shining in all directions with the shades of the rainbow. We are in full freedom and expansion, welcoming energy and motion to break up the density within us, rewriting and replacing with a new and more powerful, incredible vision and version of yourself. We are cared for and activated with new channeled spiritual programming and reprogramming of our consciousness and memory complexes. Connected now to the bigger picture of the great matrices and galaxies of the universe, and able to receive through all of this the blessed vision of two and the blessed lotus blossom opening in our heart, so that we are fully resonating, fully firing through every synapses at the frequency of the connection of warm, fascinating, joyful, comforting, ease, joy, and love, with infinite potential to maximize and magnify this love forever, for infinity of 2222. we hear our story and we remember to speak that story with love, with the vibration of 2 walking with us in every step forward, always creating new memories of love. And through this, our magic and our alchemy as well, our shamanic, our witchcraft, our medicine vibrates deeply with the cooperative and peaceful energy of Venus, of love. And gel, degel, gel, degel, gel, degel, gel, degel, gel, degel, gel. El galo, degel, galo, el galo, degel, galo, el galo, degel, galo. The heart beats, the heart beats, the heart beats. El galo, deg el galo, el galo, deg el galo, el galo, deg el galo. Taking any final moments here to receive your blessings, your visions, as we will now come to the close of this circle, preparing in this silence, in this space, to carry all that we have learned with us, so that when we are ready to return to our bodies, we remember that sequencing, that reflection that is within us all, and carry the vibration of the beloved memory, the heart reflected in the mirror with true passion and love, love upon love. When we see ourselves, may we always feel that love. May we always be wrapped in that love. May we always walk our path with love. Amen.